positions. Organization is horizontal, that is, there are not hierarchical positions. For example, for the women of the union, we don't face the problem of accessing to positions that involve power or decision making, because we don't have such positions. We take decisions through the Congress, the plenary, and the Secretariat back in the territories. We also organize ourselves by areas of work. Within these areas, there is the Women's Organization, formed by all the women of the Union. This organization has a person in charge, that is Marilu there, who is the visible person, but all the work that is done is collated among the women of the Union. I think it's very important to say. Our work, the work of the Women's Organization, is always behind a feminist point of view. We have some goals, some objectives. We ensure that Spanish laws that promote equality or against gender violence are fulfilled. For example, rights of women in situations of pregnancy or maternity, mainly with temporary workers in education. And we also demand the development of programs to promote equality and against sexist violence in educational centers. We continue developing and disseminating materials in the work centers that make visible the presence and prominence of women in history and in the present, raising awareness about justice and the need for co-responsibility, as well as materials that form in the rejection of gender violence and discrimination against women. Every year we do a women's calendar. We do a feminist magazine called Clarion, and we also have done didactic units and a guide against sexist violence when going out for teenagers, and a co-responsibility guide. For us, it's very important to provide teachers with resources in order to treat gender equality in the classroom. We promote participation in different forums, state and international level. We introduce courses on equality, co-education, and feminist topics in our union. And of course, we support and disseminate all those campaigns that promote the processing of equal, non-transferable, and 100% paid permits, together with organizations such as PPIINA, taking into account that a heterosexist perspective is not followed, and as long as they do not have a single model of family in mind. We also expand the participation and commitment of young women in the union, and we work together with all the feminist organizations in the country. We also look for and analyze situations that cause salary inequality among teachers. That with a percentage of 70% of women in the teaching profession, only 48% assume management positions in the centers, with a consequent imbalance in the salaries received. So all this together with the pregnancy and motherhood, women lose seniority with influences when receiving pensions. So they have to take care of the children, and the non-assumption of responsibilities, they might not receive the 100% of retirement for lack of years of contribution. From STEs, to compensate for these inequalities, we bet on the implementation of equal, as I said before, and non-transferable permits, and paid 100% for both parents. In this case, there would be no the disparity that exists today. This proposal has been presented as a bill to the government of Spain with the intention of equating responsibilities and the care of the creatures between both parents and eradicate the labor discrimination. No worries, we can go to the video. I already said everything, no, but wait, I want to introduce the video, okay? For us, it's very important now to say that, and to mention that a huge part of our efforts of the women's organization during the last 3 years has gone to call the women's strike of the 8th of March. We started back in the 2017 on our own. We were the only trade union calling for this strike that year. And last year, the 8th of March, was a historical day for women in Spanish feminism history. Millions of women were called to participate in a strike that had 4 axes: students' strike, labor strike, consumer strike, and carry strike. All the feminist organizations saw this day as a success and a step forward in order to achieve equality and co-responsibility. We are already working in the next one in 2019, having into account for sure that patriarchy is fighting back in Spain together with the rise of the right-wing fascists. We would like to show a summary of the last strike last year, and it's taken from the American news, but we think it's a good summary and is well explained. So.
You have to put it in again.
Okay. Can we maybe take that video at the end of this session so we don't lose time? Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.